Okay, you guys, I have not died. Actually, I've been posting like crazy at my cooking channel. So if you want to get some YouTube videos from me, and there's going to be more coming because I'm kind of transforming my diet and going more Mediterranean simply because I like Mediterranean cuisine. And the ingredients for the Mediterranean diet are easier to find around here than Asian ingredients. My favorite Asian grocery store is the victim of a fire. There was a laundromat in the same building, and it was a really bad fire. It made the news. It was a really bad fire. A big fire, and apparently there was smoke damage at my favorite Asian grocery store here. And they say they don't know when they're going to be back in business. Brent seems to be telling me brain to brain it could be up to a year. So there are other Asian grocers in this town, but that was my favorite. But what I really found amazing is I'm finding I'm getting along pretty good without them, especially now that I have transformed my diet more Mediterranean. A lot of the Asian food ingredients that I need, like the stuff that I would need from that store would be like dried shiitake mushrooms. I have enough for that probably for 6 months or longer. But I'm getting away kind of from the Asian cuisine anyway. I'm going more Mediterranean. And simply because I just think the Italian, Greek, and Mediterranean diet is so delicious. And yeah, once I started making my own pizza, which is based actually off of a Greek pizza, I found out that the one I just personally designed is very similar to a Greek pizza. They use a thin crust, they'll put spinach in it, then they put feta cheese. Instead of using feta cheese, I use mozzarella. So that's the only area where it's different. But other than that, it's very similar to a Greek pizza. So I'm calling it a Greek pizza. And I kind of like, I updated my PDF for my cooking channel and have listed all my super favorites along with my favorites. And you can see that underneath, the link to that underneath this website, since my website, it appears, is down permanently. I've decided not to sweat over it. I'm so busy doing this is Gail Commandments Catch-Up Day. But I wanted to let you all know, if you don't hear from me here at my main YouTube, check my cooking channel. It probably means I'm busy posting there. So yeah, I posted 3 videos in the past week at my cooking channel, and there are more coming because I actually developed about 14 recipes in the past week. It was a lot of work. There is a German website that has recipes that I love. One of my super favorites is there. It's sage potatoes with shallots, and I use Parmigiano Reggiano grated cheese and stuff. Oh, it is so good. It is so good. That's one of my super favorites. I got it off of this German website. The only problem that I have in getting recipes from the German website is that they're in German, and the translation is not very good. So what I had to do was use Google Translate and translate the recipes that looked interesting to me, and there were a lot of them, because this German person has very similar tastes in food to me. She likes the Mediterranean cuisine. She's not really big into meat. I'm not a big meat eater, and she's not big into too much sugar or salt either, just like me. So I thought, yeah, I'm actually very picky. So in order to, yeah, I'm an international gourmet cook. So I have developed, yeah, I'll show you. Here, let me show you what I've been doing. I'll go get it. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of recipes here. see, these are not all the recipes that I made, but these are ones that I've collected over the years. They're in these 3 folders, and now I've got so many of them, I had to organize them. I go to the library to do the printouts. And here's what I have here. Look at this, the first page. Oh my goodness, I got 1, 2, 3, let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages worth of, I mean line by line. And so I have to put them in out, like I categorize them according to beans, beef, or whatever, so I can find them easily. And yeah, you say, why are you doing this? Because I love my own cooking. I'm spoiled with it. It's gotten to the point now where I go to a restaurant and I think, gross, they need to learn how to cook. Maybe it's the Huntsville people. Maybe they don't have good restaurants in this town. I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting pickier or they just don't have good restaurants in this town. So the last time I went to the Japanese sushi place, they put way too much salt. They drowned it with salt. All I could taste was salt. I thought, man. And you say, you don't like it? Nothing is as good as my own cooking. They have a Gail restaurant in this town, and I hear it's the most popular restaurant in the whole stinking town. You can see it's probably because I'm so picky. So, anyways, you guys, you say, why are you into this? Well, hey, I'm hearing my food is delicious and healthy. It's both. And it makes it really easy to do the Gail commandments to eat a balanced diet. I actually love vegetables and fruit. I love fresh produce. My grocery list, the produce section fills up really, really fast. I'm really big into fresh produce. I like to fix, and since I don't have a car, I shop like the Europeans do just about every day. And so I'm shopping, just about every day, just like they do. And that makes it easier to make recipes that use a lot of fresh produce. And it's gotten to the point now where I'm spoiled. It's like, yeah, if it's not fresh, if it's drowned in sugar or salt or oils or too much meat, I don't like it. So I like I actually compiled a list of all my favorites. So you say, why are you doing this? Because I enjoy my food. And I'm married to my dream man, Brent, and I like to reward him with my cooking. And I know he loves to eat my food. So yeah, I've got all sorts of recipes here. It's mostly Asian and Mediterranean cuisine, but not limited to that. So check out my cooking channel. So that's what I've been doing and why you haven't heard from me. I've been busy I'm at the point in my cooking where I can look at a recipe and tell if it's going to be good, even without having made it, because I've had so much experience with ingredients. And I looked at this German site and I saw 14 recipes. In fact, let me see if I can find them. That I thought these are going to be real good. And then I went to a Mediterranean site and I got some recipes from there, so I added them to my list there. But let me see here. Pull this up. They are trying to get me obsessed with everything, though. They're like, I had maintenance come and fix a drip in my tub. They weren't able to fix it. Brent's telling me they said don't worry about it. Brent's telling me brain to brain, it won't matter. He says they can come in and fix it, and then the automatons and the enemy uses there's some sort of advanced technology and they can just cause that drip to be permanent. He said they're just trying to get you obsessed with it so that you'll worry about it and neglect the Gail commandments and neglect your duties. So I'm just ignoring it. It's not coming out like a flood. And if they're not worried about it, it's their water bill, then I'm not going to worry about it. So yeah, sometimes I have to reposition the sink though, so I don't hear the drip drip because it's Italian baked chicken breast I made yesterday. Some of the newer, I was going to let you know, I can go right in here and find that under recipes, go for new ones. Okay, I developed a gyros recipe. This one has been a bit of a challenge in a small kitchen. I did make gyros where I actually made my own pita bread, a Greek pita bread, which is different from the pocket style. But I don't have time to do that. And so I took some looking, but I've decided just use a flatbread, that'll work. Yeah, and for the gyros, the problem that I had with my particular recipe is they want me to put the meat under the broiler in the oven. Okay, I don't have a rotisserie, which is how they do it in Greece. Okay, and I wouldn't want to do that in this apartment anyway. And so I thought, do I have to give up this recipe, one that I really enjoyed about 20 years ago? They don't make cookware for a small oven with a wire grill. It's always got a nonstick coating. The nonstick coating, I'm learning, is not, it has this warning label, do not subject to temperatures above 428 degrees. Do you know how hot a broiler gets? Like 600 degrees. So I thought, oh, that's just great. So the only way I can make gyros, where they're going to taste right with the crispy crust on the meat and all that, which is what's the purpose of putting the meat under the broiler, is I had to make some compromises. So I thought, they're trying to force me to order online, okay? If I order online, I could stick my cast iron pan in there with a pure stainless steel grill and it would tolerate the broiler heat. The only problem is it is not safe for me to order online, and I absolutely refuse. I would just give up the gyros recipe. However, I've decided I don't have to give it up. I just have to modify the recipe. So I did a little searching online, and I learned that it is possible to make a good Greek gyro using just pure oven. Even, so here's the trick. Okay? You can cook. The trick is, and I made a recipe for it, and I plan on making it within about a week or so. So go check my cooking channel, and I'll let you know how it goes. The trick is, I don't actually have room to buy any more cookware. Okay, and it's a bit of a challenge being an international gourmet cook in a small kitchen, and I have a small oven. I ended up I couldn't find a grill that was smaller than 10 by 16. Okay, 10 by 16. In fact, the one that I got was a little bit bigger than 10 by 16. I bought one at Walmart, which was the best I could find, and it was like 10 by 17, and it did not fit in my oven. I couldn't shut the door. I have a small oven here in my studio apartment. So finally, I said, okay, so I kept that, and I kept the wire grill though, because it works with my 10 by 16 cookie sheet, okay, or my sheet pan. But the problem with the grill is it's got a nonstick coating on it. The only way I can get a pure stainless steel grill is I'd have to order online, and I absolutely refuse. So I thought there's got to be a way that I can make this without having to subject the without having to use the grill. And there is. I did some research. So the trick is I can still make, it looks like I can still make delicious gyros. I just had to modify the recipe and be a little flexible and creative. It was even a challenge to find ground lamb. Well, lamb is getting to be really expensive. That may be part of the problem. Yeah, but Publix had it. Yeah, but none of the other grocers around here had it. Yeah, only Publix. But I found that because I want to make it with lamb. So here's what I plan on doing. You go check my cooking channel. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. I scrounged all over town to find the ingredients to make a gyro. And I did. I think I can work fine with my cooking equipment. Okay. I found a recipe online where he uses a food processor. The problem is I have a blender. I do not have a food processor. So I thought a blender would work, and then I learned not necessarily. The blender is probably going to puree your meat, though it could work if you kind of like pulse it and watch it real quick. But I thought of a better way that I think is going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. And then I'm going to mix the ground beef and lamb by hand with salt in there. You need the salt to help the meat to you want the meat to be a paste when you're making this dish. Okay? Then I'm going to use a fork to flatten it down. I bet this is going to work. Yeah. Fork to flatten it down, to mash it with a fork, okay? And then I'm going to use my blender to blend the onion, garlic, and the wet herbs, which would be fresh rosemary and Italian parsley. So the blender, besides that, my blender is going to smoke if I try to put in 2 pounds of ground meat. I already know that, okay? It's not going to be able to handle it. So we're going to do that, okay? We're going to blend the onion, the garlic, and I'm going to refrigerate the onion a day ahead of time so my eyes don't water to death when I'm doing this, and open the windows. Yeah, and then I'm going to mush all that together, okay? Add in the dry herbs, and then make it into a loaf. Put it in a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan, flatten it into a loaf, and put it in the oven for 30 minutes. See, this is, and I bet it's going to taste just as good as a gyro on a rotisserie. Okay, then I have a homemade tzatziki sauce. Yeah, so I'll make that while that's in the oven. Then, after the loaf has cooled, okay, when I take it out after the 30 minutes, I'll flip it over. Then I'm going to set the oven to broil. Okay? Then I'm going to put the loaf in there, in the broiler oven. You say, what you gonna? It's not going to be on a grill. Yeah. About 4 inches from the heat, and broil it for about 5 to 10 minutes using a stainless steel cookie sheet. That should work. Okay? And then I'll let it rest. I'll take it out. Probably be in there for maybe 10 minutes. Let it rest for about 10 minutes. Slice as thinly as possible. I'm going to use paper towels to remove excess grease because I don't like too much grease. And then I will assemble each sandwich. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Yeah. And I don't need to use the grill. Now you say, what, did you waste your money buying the grill? No, I have another recipe where that grill is going to be perfect. And if I ever decide to make cookies, the grill will be perfect too. But I'm not really trying to make I'm trying to practice good weight management, okay? At my age, when you eat cookies and stuff, you really put the pounds on. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't want to mess that up. So I'm at a pretty healthy weight right now, and I want to stay there. So, though there is an Italian bread I like to make every now and then when I get in the mood for something that's sort of like a cake, but it's not quite as sweet as a cake, and it's really delicious. So yeah, I've come up with recipes. See, the problem is, if you want to eat a healthy diet, and to me a healthy diet is the Gail Commandments, calories in, calories out, and food you enjoy. And like I said, I'm really picky. So yeah, I've come up with a food that I love to eat. I hear I'm not the only one who loves to eat it. Yeah. My Gail restaurant, I hear, is going crazy. Yeah, and I'm just adding more stuff to it. Yeah, you're going to be, go check my cooking channel, okay? I just wanted to make a YouTube video in case some of you think I died. Yeah, I've been going on, I'm making lots of stuff at my cooking channel. Yeah. Oh, I've got, which ones? Let me give you the titles of the recipes I'll be trying over the next couple months. Gyros, which I just talked about. Greek style broad bean or fava bean salad. Let's see here. Broccoli salad Mediterranean. Asparagus Mediterranean. Crunchy Asian ramen pasta salad. Potato frittata with asparagus. That's Italian. It's an egg dish. Chicken curry with garam masala and coconut. That is Indian. That looked really good. This was from the German website. Spinach pate with feta and ricotta cheese. That's Mediterranean. Asian style asparagus. This one is Japanese. Oh, I looked at this recipe at this German website. I thought, oh, this looks so good. I thought, oh, I'll just get the PDF for it. I'll be in business. And I looked at PDF. Like a third of it was in German. I thought, this isn't going to do me any good because I don't speak German. And then the tablespoons were something like a different language, and the measurements were in grams and centimeters. So I said, but I went to the trouble to rework all those German recipes into understandable American English using the American measurements that we're all used to. And so now I'm ready to go to town with them. Eggplant casserole, melanzane alla parmigiana, Italiano. Yeah. Did I mention the chicken curry? Let me see. I put my favorite kulopia Russian breakfast that I eat just about every day. And masaman curry. I'm going to try that one. Mediterranean chicken I already made this one, the Mediterranean turkey sandwich. I made olive oil and garlic roasted soybeans. The only problem I have with that is they give me a ton of fiber, so I can only eat like 5 or 6 of them, or else it acts like a laxative. Let me see. Chicken curry. Oh yeah, chicken curry with garam masala. So there were some other ones. Italian style sheet pan chicken with vegetables. I haven't made that yet, but I plan on it. Baked lemon garlic salmon. Baked cod recipe with lemon and garlic. So these are coming up, my dears. The best Mediterranean couscous salad recipe. Baked zucchini with parmesan and thyme. Healthy breakfast egg muffins. Easy Italian baked breast recipe. Oh, that's the one I just made. Okay, it was good too. Mediterranean vegetable frittata. Yeah. Greek pasta salad. I'm going to be making it, and it looks really good. It has farfalle in it. That's that Italian pasta. Yeah. Oh, I'm having fun. I already made hortiatiki. That was good. All right, so yeah, these are all coming up. So this is what I've been doing. Yeah, now that I've got my recipes all lined up and I don't have to be bored eating my food, I'm happy. Even though I can't go to my favorite Asian grocer anymore because they're no longer there. My enemy is trying to ruin my food. Yeah, and they aren't going to do it. because I'm just going to develop new recipes that I like, that I'm going to enjoy just as much. I love Italian Greek cuisine. Yeah. And I've really perfected that pizza that I made for the Ninja Turtles. I've gotten really good at it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a vegetable pizza, very similar to a Greek pizza. So yeah, this is what I've been doing. I'm going to have to vacuum. I'm behind on vacuuming, so I'm still trying to do the Gail Commandments. And I'm still working on the Gail series, but I'm going a little bit slower. And simply because the most important stories are out, but I am still working on it. So yeah, they're not going to stop me. I'm busy. I got a lot to do. I cook from scratch a lot, and I make sure I'm exploring new places every week. I run into weirdos everywhere, though. I try to ignore them and let Brent deal with them, because he accompanies me on my walk. So, because he has the scanners to be able to tell. The way we tell who the enemy is whoever is a willing and knowing brain control supporter. That's the best way to tell, because they kind of like to get us confused so we don't know who our enemies and friends are. But one thing that has been consistent with us is we do not use brain control. I'm adamantly against it, and they do. I think it is so evil to use brain control. So anybody that's using brain control willingly and knowingly is on the enemy side. I am very much against brain control. And that's probably the best way to determine who our enemy is, because they use it. Even when I was the Antichrist, I refused to use brain control. I am adamantly against that. Another thing I'm against is poison. And they will do poison too. Yeah. So anybody who's willingly and knowingly poisoning anybody, they're on the enemy team. We don't poison. If we feel somebody is worthy of the death penalty, we use military methods. Well, you say poison can be a military method. It's that to me is not just warfare. Yeah, I could be wrong, but it just doesn't seem like a very just way to conduct warfare. Yeah, I'm not saying I've been perfect in that regard. I do believe I was a brain control victim when I took out those 72 million. I think that was a large part of it. Yeah, but poison just is gross. I just think it's so evil. The reason I don't like poison is because it's sneaky, okay? Now, the only exception would be, how do I say this? I don't think you should use poison on a sentient being that is, how do I say this? I could be wrong, okay? I could be wrong, but I don't feel, let's just put it this way, I don't feel good about poisoning humans. It just, even for warfare. Like, it's because the innocents are going to be harmed. They do poison all the time. They put it in their bombs that they drop over our head. I'm against, that's like a form of chemical warfare. I think that's dirty warfare. I don't like it. Because innocents are going to be harmed. How do you conduct a poison warfare without getting somebody who doesn't deserve to go? I don't like it. Anyways, you guys, I have been busy. So check my cooking channel. There's more coming. And I'm going to get to some Gail Commandments done. I need to vacuum today and dust. But yeah, I have been busy. So if you don't hear from me, check my cooking channel. My focus right now is on being the example of doing the Gail Commandments, eating a balanced diet, and making it easy for other people to do that by creating delicious food that they can eat at my Gail restaurant. Yeah. It'll help them, it'll help them to stay healthy because I eat pretty healthy. My food has that rare combination of being healthy and delicious. Yeah, unbeatable combination. Healthy and delicious. Which means if you eat it, you'll enjoy it. Because, a lot of times, you know how they say kids growing up don't like eating healthy food because they think it's boring? Not my food. It's healthy and delicious. I find it very interesting that I absolutely love the Mediterranean diet. And that is considered one of the healthiest diets in the world. And I love it. I was kind of raised on that kind of food. You might say, what happened to your sister? She's so obese. And she doesn't seem to be like she was raised. I'm not sure what's happened to her. Last I heard, she doesn't make her own food. She eats out all the time. Maybe that's part of the problem. She says she's too busy to cook. So I don't know. My mother was a great cook. For all her faults, she was a great cook. So I don't know. I'm the one who got my mother's gourmet cooking ability. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't be happy if I wasn't cooking. I love to cook. And I'm an international gourmet cook. An international gourmet healthy cook. Yeah. My food is healthy and delicious. What a combination, right? Yeah. Loaded with fresh produce. Anyways, you guys, check my cooking channel if you want. So that's what I've been doing. They're making my allergies and everything go crazy. I just make sure I take my Zyrtec every day at the same time. Like my husband says, I have a doctor for a husband, and I follow his advice. I try to do the Gail. One of the best ways to stay healthy is to do the Gail commandments. And even though I am a healthy, delicious cook, just like everybody else, you have to have a balanced diet, which means don't eat too much of one thing or gorge on something to the point where your calories in is not matching your calories out, and to become extremely obese, I believe, is a violation of the Gail commandments. Yeah, that's not a balanced diet. Like if all you do is eat pizza all day, you're violating the Gail commandments for a balanced diet. What's balanced about eating pizza all day? Like there's nothing wrong with eating pizza, but it needs to be a balanced diet. Make sure you're getting enough from all your food groups and in proper amounts. That's what a balanced diet is. So, yeah. And that's what I try to do. It's easier to eat the vegetables if they're delicious. Anyways, you guys, I owed you all a video, so I've made it. Like I said, check out my cooking channel. So if you think I'm dead, go to my cooking channel. So let's get going here. Huh. In a world of secrets, where darkness reigns.